You're just too young, and there's no way that anyone's going to take you seriously, right? No. Stop using this as such a painfully silly barrier that doesn't exist. Yes, there are prejudices, but there is nothing stopping you. Today I was interviewing a 24-year-old who was very promising, highly intelligent, well-researched, high passion, effort, energy, desire, drive. That is the hallmark of a successful person. But he was yet to have experience, and that's okay. But he was leaning on a crutch as to why his entrepreneurial endeavors weren't working or weren't going to plan, as well, I'm just 24. No one's really taking me seriously and all this sort of stuff. And the reality is, once I dug in, he didn't have the experience to ask the right questions, to come across with authority, because he doesn't have the experience. It has nothing to do with his age. Yes, those two things are correlated. If you are 21 and you are fresh out of university and you've never had a job before, you cannot have a decade worth of experience in any given field, obviously. But let's say you're a 21-year-old who's been building websites and programming games and doing stuff like that at home for the past 10 years. Hell yeah, you can have a lot more experience and be way more qualified for a job than a 40-year-old who's been doing this for 20 or 30 years. Of course, there's no question. And it comes down to skills. The world judges us on the skills that we have, which become apparent through the specificity with which we talk. If you actually have knowledge, understanding, and expertise, it will come across when people discuss things with you. And if you don't, that also becomes exceptionally apparent as well. And like I said, there is a correlation between age and experience, but it is not causal. And I heard recently many people getting wound up about too young for this and too young for that. The exact example I used in this meeting was that Mark Zuckerberg was 23 in 2007. That's when I started using Facebook. That's when it was a worldwide global phenomenon already. He was 23. So why not you? Right, and it's because he had the audacity to practice the skills and do the thing that he was doing without looking for validation from other people in terms of, is he good enough or not? He just built it, right? And then it turned out he was actually very good and people flocked towards it. And so this is your permission, if you were looking for any, to say, my age is irrelevant. I do not have the skills or the experience yet to be where I want to be, so I will find that. It takes the power away from you by putting it into an external factor that you have no control in, which is time. Whereas you do have control over your experiences and skill because you can improve those. So this is my very strongly worded message that if you are not getting where you want to be, your skills are not where they need to be there. So go and get those skills. That's it. You can do this. If you want to learn sales, as an example, you can pay, no matter what age, you can pay and learn the skill of sales from coaches online, right? The schooling system has told us that you have to graduate a grade before you can move to the next one. The reality of the world, that isn't true. Now, there are lots of complementary skills. Don't get me wrong. Like if you have experience and lots of experience in the world, you will have lots of stories to call upon and referencing clients and basically showing them that you understand the experience that they've been through because you've been through a similar one. And if you're young, you won't have those experiences. So yes, that's a skill, I guess, that you are going to struggle with having a deficit for, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. I know there are many 16-year-olds out there who do high-ticket sales who earn a lot more money than I do. Right? Point proven. And even if your limiting belief was true, that age was a factor, is stopping you getting it, is that going to help you get towards your goal sooner or later, yes or no? The answer is obviously no, it's not helping you. So bloody well ignore it and go after it anyway. Let's get on it. Have a great one. Peace.